this video, I walk you through how to edit my proposal template that I've shared with you. Okay, so when you click that link that I provided you for the proposal template, you are going to be brought to this screen and you're going to want to copy it to your account, and then in your account it will be. So a couple things that I want to show you. Number one, I did use fonts. Like there is font styling in the CSS for the form. If you go over to the settings and edit CSS, you'll see I made the paragraph font Helvetica and I changed the header fonts to all be Chinzel. I don't know how to say this. And then I did header 4 to be Helvetica. These are all Dubsado fonts. If you want to import fonts, that's a whole separate issue. But if you want to just globally change the fonts for the whole form, that is how you can do that. So that is in your custom CSS. But more importantly, so everything in here is made with containers. The top, it's literally just a container and 2 photos. If you want to have this be 3 photos instead, you could easily click this container right here and make it have 3 columns and then just add another image right here. Or if you want 1 photo, again, you could just delete that one and then make it have 1 column or something like that. So lots of options there. If you want less overlap, you're going to be adjusting the padding on the container. So this is a container inside this container with the teal background. And it has, so this is the bottom margin being -150. That's what's making it hang off. And then the top padding being 70, that's this right here. So I think this container, yeah, I have a bottom margin of 170 here. If I removed that, you'd see like the text ends up behind it. So that's why I have that there. But you can play around. It's the padding and the margins that kind of affects things. And you can also add in spacers. But I put everything inside of a container, generally speaking, because I like to be able to adjust the margins and the padding. So we have a welcome here. I use the client smart fields, but you can edit this text however you would like. If you want to add in other smart fields, those are going to be right here. Say you want to use like the alternate client first name. You can put that in and it would fill in, assuming that you've collected the alternate client name somewhere else. You can add these things, like adjust this about you. And then the important thing is the packages. So I gave you kind of 2 ways. You can do a type of proposal where you're giving people choices, right? So if you want to give people choices on their packages, different collections to look at, you're going to want to use this container because it has select buttons. And then I also have the add-ons below. There's another container if you scroll where right here, if you're doing a quote style proposal. So you're not giving them options for the custom package. You're just saying this is your package versus the 3 options that I had up at the top. So basically, if you want to give them choices, keep that top one. If you don't want to give them choices, keep the bottom one. And then you can choose if you want to have the upgrades or not. But all the rest of this stuff is there for both. So you either, like, if you know that you want to give them the choices of the packages, you're just going to delete this whole container and all the other stuff is going to get deleted. I'm just going to save this. And if you don't want all these add-ons, just get rid of them, right? If you don't want to give them the option for hourly coverage or a second photographer or an engagement session or whatever, right? So these are just there for you. If you want another add-on, you can duplicate the container and all the spacing should work out quite nicely still. the fees, like this is not a choice for them, right? They're going to pay it no matter what. So I have that pre-selected. And then I have a section for reviews. If you want to add another one, you could just duplicate one of the containers, drag it to the place that makes sense, and then just add that in. You can swap out photos easily over here by adding them to your image library. And then for next steps, if you want to have 3 next steps, great. If you want to have 4 next steps, also fine, right? So just delete that box and then delete the one that you don't need. And then we've got the information right here. This is for a wedding, so that's why I have partner first name and partner last name. These do go to your alternate contact field map, but you can choose to map it wherever you want. We have a billing address. We have a venue address. If you don't want to collect a venue address, delete this. You probably should if it's for a wedding. We have an FAQ section. Similarly, if you have 3, keep the 3. If you have 4, keep the 4, right? Just keep the one, keep the one that you want. My advice to you when you are editing, and then we have this kind of buffer at the bottom. You're going to want to delete this, but just make sure that you're not sharing that link with anybody else, okay? But you delete that. You can always hit preview to preview. And I wanted to talk about the photo backgrounds. So if you want, this is a container with a photo in the background. You can swap out the photo by adjusting the background image for that container. Same thing for this container. If you want to like swap in a different pattern or whatever, feel free. This one's actually a little bit blurry. And then that's it. Basically, everything is containers. You can adjust background colors of containers as well you can just drag things around or insert a hex code if you'd like. But that is it. I definitely recommend you edit this proposal in Dubsado 2.0 right now. But I'm not even going to show you in 3.0 because I just never edit forms in 3.0 yet. But I'm sure that'll get better soon. But for now, you can use 2.0. So that is that. Thanks for watching. If you found this tutorial helpful, make sure you hit subscribe and check the link below to join my newsletter for more Dubsado and automation tips and tricks. I would love to hear what you want to see next. Feel free to shoot me an email at hello@kimvargo.com or just comment below with your questions and I'll be sure to include it in one of my next videos.